Hey guys.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
We are here to recap apparently Wednesday. Yesterday I was so sure it was Wednesday, but I guess today was.
I guess yesterday was Tuesday.
Yeah.
Weird.
So greetings from the future.
Because now it's Thursday.
It is.
Here.
It is technically Thursday here.
But Wednesday, probably for most of you. So
We just had like a 5-minute conversation working that out.
Well, what day it was? Oh, that's vacation.
All right, so we'll start with the highlights. For those of you who want a smaller time commitment but still want to know what we're up to. So this morning, we got to go to, our second breakfast plan.
Yes.
After first breakfast plan didn't work.
Yes, and this is like something we learned. So we abandoned first breakfast plan and went to second breakfast plan, which was something that we actually discovered yesterday that we were so excited to learn.
There is a restaurant that we love that we went to in Paris for the first time called Paul.
And we went there multiple times in Paris,
we went there
every day
over there. And they have some locations in Florida and in
DC area
that we've gone and visited. I drove 3 hours in Florida to get to a Paul.
And I've gone to multiple locations in DC. But that's the only place we can get it in the United States. We would travel for it.
But it turns out that it's here too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's here too. We were so excited. So today we went to Paul. We ordered our favorite sandwich, which is bread and meat and cheese and butter.
Yeah.
And butter is what makes it.
Yeah. Sometimes they throw lettuce and tomato on there, but you can
today,
easily take
but
that
we
off.
just pulled it off.
Yeah.
Because sandwich mixed.
Oh,
so that was our breakfast for today, and it was amazing.
It was really
We
exciting.
loved it so much. And then we did something we haven't done so far on this trip. We split up for a significant amount of time.
Difficult, partly because we only have one Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
So, there's that to work out. I, up until the night before, had been undecided about how I was going to spend my day. I thought about doing a day trip, but ended up just staying local because, one, I had to pick up my stamp that I ordered, see yesterday's video for details, or stay longer on this video for more details. So I stayed local and ran around, did some shopping, because apparently Kyoto has a ton of shopping, which I didn't know before we came here. So, yeah, that was my day.
I, on the other hand, stayed not local. I took a train north of the city to go to another temple. This one was on a mountain.
Everything's on a mountain here.
Exactly.
More stairs.
So that was a hike, a hike with stairs and switchbacks and stuff to get to a temple that was at the top of at least a very large hill with a beautiful view. And it was fun to go to a temple that was in a little bit more of a somewhat more remote location.
And I forgot to add, if you stay in for the full video, I will do a little, a portion of show and tell from my shopping adventures today. Yeah. So stay tuned if that's of interest. So then we successfully found each other again.
We did.
And headed back out the door to our other highlight of the day, which was a show. Really wanted to see a show here in Japan, and we were kind of considering all options, and Jared had found, this is pre-planned, pre-trip, long time ago, stumbled upon this show called Gear, which is a non-verbal performance. Yeah. They tell you that over and over in all of their print and on their website. It was so cool.
It turned out to be really amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable. I was super tired going into it, and I was afraid I was just going to sleep through the whole thing, and that lasted about 2 minutes before I was just into it and on the edge of my seat. Except, can't be on the edge of your seat here.
Oh, no.
Because of theater etiquette. But
yes, they have very helpful video.
Let's get to that in the full version.
Yeah, should we just give them should we tell them the types of acts that were in it? So just for the highlights purposes, so it's a 5-person cast. There's one female who is she's a doll character, and then there are 4 men playing robots essentially.
I think they call them roboids.
Roboids, yeah. And they are skilled in the following trades. One is a mime.
Yep.
One is a breakdancer. One is a juggler, and one is a magician. So that was the show.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Yeah, we had a great time. I'm really, really glad we went.
Yeah, it was the right choice.
That's
those are our highlights.
That's the highlights.
Yeah, we're getting really good at making
So
the
fast.
highlights like just tips of the highs there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Turns out, like, when we're out of Disney, like, I don't know, it just becomes there. It's like the things take more time, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's like quicker to hit the highlights. So
It's easy enough for Katrina to spend the day shopping, and then her highlight is I spent the day shopping.
yes.
So it's easier to sum things up.
Yeah, it's a lot faster. So if that's all you're in for tonight, thanks so much. Or this morning, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
And if you want to stick around to hear a little more detail, that's what we're doing now.
Here you go.
So breakfast original plan. I had found on Instagram, thank you Instagram, these pancakes that are like super thick. They're like souffle pancakes. Anyway, they're giant and fluffy. They're all over Instagram and apparently all over Japan. They look amazing. And it turned out one of the first places I had seen them on Instagram has a location in Kyoto. And we had looked into a couple places in Tokyo and kind of thought it was going to be a Tokyo thing for us. But then we thought, oh, we'll try it here since we're here. And we kind of have like this later start to the morning. We don't have to be out the door super early. We knew it was going to be busy, so we were trying to get there like as close to opening as possible. They were really, really, really busy. And it literally would have been hours if we stayed in line.
Yeah, it was kind of my bad. I wasn't quite ready on time. So we got there, maybe 15 minutes after opening?
Yeah.
And our plan was to be there, like, at opening.
We went out of focus again.
Did.
I don't know why.
What is in focus? My bloodshot eyes?
Nothing? I don't know.
We haven't slept in days.
Yeah. We're so tired now we're blurry? I don't know. Oh, that worked. Okay, we're back.
Yes. So we made it, and we had looked online, and somebody had said that they were 5th in line or something, and they had to wait for 45 minutes. And there were, like, almost a couple dozen people, like a good 20 people ahead of us in line. So we knew that,
so close to opening,
that we were going to have to, it would be too
long. On a Wednesday.
Apparently a Wednesday morning.
Yeah, so we were like, you know what? We got places to be, and we got
a way better breakfast to have.
We got Paul's to eat, so we abandoned that line, kind of with the attitude of like, no, we totally would wait in this line, but we have an even better idea.
True. Yeah.
No, it's so funny because I was thinking like the exact same thing. And, so yeah, we bailed out of a happy pancake. We will still try for pancakes in Tokyo, for sure.
Yes, please.
But went over to Paul's. Paul's is in the basement. I'm super glad about their location because they're in a basement of a department store, and that's a pretty common thing here in department stores where the bottom level is food. Think like Harrods, if you're familiar with Harrods in London. And it was, massive. Like that downstairs level, massive with so many different counters. So many different kinds of food. Like, it was really, really cool. It was just really, really neat. It made me very jealous. I was like, why don't we have this? I said that many times today about different things.
It's true.
Because for starters,
considering moving.
Because they have Paul and we don't have Paul. And in addition to Paul, they have this other amazing looking bakery. Bakeries here, you like grab a tray and some tongs and you just go around, you grab everything you want and you go check out and it's just, so good. So we had
doesn't total up to as much as you expected.
Yeah. That's the thing. I thought we probably do have something like this, except it's like 2 or 3 times as expensive as what we're seeing here. Yeah, easily. So we had our Paul's breakfast, and I think we've talked about how like there's not a lot of. It's not easy to find places to eat and drink things sometimes. Like we had to wander.
You mean traveling in general or here?
Here, like. Not every place that serves food has a designated location to eat, and
it's not hard to find food.
Oh
but
no,
it's hard to find a place. Yeah, okay.
So much food.
Hard to find a place to eat it because the culture here is that you don't walk down the street eating food. So when you get food, you're supposed to sit and eat it.
Like today, I actually noticed while I was walking around shopping, like there are signs up that are like, "Do not eat and drink while you're walking around." Like they're telling you not to do that. Some places it is okay. I think in like more festival areas, like some of those shopping streets that we were on that were very like tourist heavy, selling snacks, like then it's okay. But something like this, like definitely you wouldn't be walking down the street eating your Paul's sandwich. So we circled that floor trying to find seats. It turned out Paul's had like 3 tables kind of hidden behind it.
Just behind the column. There was like this cute little area. And we sat there.
So we sat there, and as soon as we sat down, down, they immediately brought us water because they're just so amazing here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, enjoyed our breakfast and parted ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about your adventure first?
Yeah. So we decided that Katrina would take the Wi-Fi. So
turns out I needed a lot. I had to do a lot of translating on packages of things. Yeah. It
made more sense for her because I was going to be going out where there was...
To the hills?
Yes.
The mountains?
I'm just going to look at a temple, and we've seen a couple of those, so we kind of know what you're in store for. So, yeah, took a train. It ended up being like a 2-car train, not like a lot of space, like once I made the transfer to the train up there. It's supposed to be a beautiful ride in the fall, and a beautiful ride other times, but I dozed through it, so I can't say one way or the other. Then... got there and walked up through the temple. I guess going into it, the cashier accidentally charged the lady in front of me for me. There was a woman who was white like myself, and she had 2 children with her, and they'd gone through the line, and then I got there and tried to pay for a ticket, and the woman who spoke Japanese... I'm having a really hard time knowing where we are today. Like, like legitimately, I don't know what country we're in. So, I apologize for that. But that is not the first mistake. I think I thought that we were in Germany and in Poland, Mexico. Like, anyway.
Yes.
Haven't had a lot of sleep. Anyway, she saw that group and like automatically put us together. I don't even know how she saw me because I was a ways down, like, I was still like outside of the gate, but she paired us together and then called the lady back to give her the money back and took her the tickets back and gave it to me. Yeah, she was on top of her job.
Because I'm just gonna interject. Like yesterday when we were at the temple with the statues, you paid for your ticket first, and they just like charged you for my ticket, even though like I wasn't standing right next to you. I was kind of behind you. I don't know, and I was clearly like getting money out of my bag. Yeah. And then I got up there, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, he's already paid."
And I had no idea that I had. You just hand them money and they give you some money back, which is clearly what that woman had done as well. Mm-hmm. Like she hadn't looked at what money
because she even had your ticket.
Yeah, exactly. She didn't know yet that she was holding 4 tickets instead of 3 for her and her 2 children. That was probably my fault yesterday because I didn't say 1 ticket. And they typically do clarify, like you say adult, and like that's one thing. It's been like you ask for something and they're like one of those, and it's like yes, just 1. Anyway, so I hiked up the hill, stairs and curving road and switchbacks. There were like little parts of the temple grounds along the way that I skipped on the way up, intending to see them on the way back down. Went up there was a really nice view. There was the main temple was up there, and there was somebody inside who was praying, I would assume, and then somebody off to the side of him that was like playing a drum and chanting, which was interesting. I did see like on either side of this temple there were like the bars where you tie your bad fortunes, and so I looked for fortunes because I need my daily fortune, but I couldn't find where people were getting them, so I didn't get a fortune. And then on the way down, like I said, I stopped at like the small little breakout pieces of the temple as it went down. I caught a train back to the city, and then went back to the apartment at the hotel.
I've been doing interchangeable because it's like an apartment style hotel.
It is, yeah, exactly. And I'm not ending my trip with Japan. I have some other stuff, so I was working on some logistical stuff for the rest of my trip. And that was when Katrina showed up again.
Yeah.
I guess I did laundry. And then,
let's see. Okay, so after Paul's, I went to a store. What's really cool is that turns out there's a lot of stores here in Kyoto that were on my list for Tokyo. And so I was able to cross them off here, or at least do like first round here, so that they're not going to take up as much time in Tokyo, which I'm really happy about because I already feel like Tokyo, like the few days we have there, it's like right at the end of the trip. We've got some stuff planned that might take a little bit of time, and so I'm happy to like front load this stuff, so it doesn't feel quite as frantic. So the first store I went to was one called Tokyu Hands. That is like Tokyo, not Tokyo. And that is what's in the category of like a Japanese lifestyle store. And I would kind of describe it as like if you think Target, but without the groceries and clothing. So it's like housewares, some home appliances, a lot of stationery, like so much stationery, and kitchen stuff, like that kind of, like travel accessories, big umbrella sections, really big on like a variety of umbrellas here. So anyway, it's that kind of store. Oh, and cosmetics. They have like a huge cosmetic section as well. So I spent a lot of time in there, and then I circled back to that bakery I was describing earlier that had like the trays, and bought some snacks because, you know, I was gonna be shopping, so I needed some snacks. And then shopping snacks, but not to eat while shopping. No. So I sat and enjoyed some of my snacks and then carried on. I also, let's see, I'm not really going to go in order, but just to give you an idea, I also sought out a Daiso here because I wanted to compare US Daiso branches to one here. This one was kind of small.
And a Daiso is?
A Daiso is a Japanese $1.50 store in the United States, and it is a 100 yen store here in Japan. So roughly about the equivalent of a dollar store. And they just have like all kinds of stuff like you would find in a dollar store, but it's really fun. And I will say, like, if you are into, I mean, I think it's obvious, but if you're into any kind of character merchandise, and if you're into Disney, they just have so much more Disney stuff here in places like these lifestyle stores and dollar stores.
They basically all have Disney products.
Yeah, and like which different ones. It's really fun, and it's like different than you've seen in the States. Like it's just completely different and somehow better. It's cuter, it's better. And
did I mention that she's gonna move here?
I'm just gonna work on that Japanese just a little bit more. And then I went to a store that I had found, I don't even remember how, online probably, called Flying Tiger. I think that's right. Anyway, it's a store out of Copenhagen, and I would describe it as like if you took all the gifty stuff from IKEA and threw it in one store and made it very colorful. I mean, IKEA is kind of colorful too, but found a couple things there, but not as much. I really just wanted to see it because it was like a fun, bright, colorful store. And let's see. Oh, I also hit up a couple like the equivalent of like a drugstore, and started buying some cosmetic stuff. And I have some show and tell, so I'm gonna do some show and tell. Let's see.
I already got show and tell earlier.
Jared got the full show and tell. You're just getting like a teeny little bit. So this is a Housewares item, and this was from, I think, Tokyu Hands, and it's a little oven mitt, but it's a cat, and it's a little half oven mitt guy. And what I really like is that on the back there's just like a little strap for your thumb. I just feel like there's good control there, and it's a cat, so I got that. And then on the cosmetic front, for some reason I've been obsessed with finding like a hand lotion while I'm here, and I had found a list of good hand lotions that someone threw together on the internet. It was very helpful, but they assured me that they were easily like available all over the place. But we went to several places trying to find them and couldn't find the ones that were on the list. The first one I was able to find was this one, and we actually found this one the other day. The brand is Atrix Beauty Charge, and this is the Peach Tea. I don't know if that's gonna focus. Peach tea. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Peach tea scent, and yeah. Oh, there we go. Sort of. And that one I really liked. So I bought more of it today, and then I also bought another scent, some kind of yuzu, honey yuzu, something like that. So I really like that one. And then the one that we were trying to find, like that was the top of the list, not the top of the website list, I don't think, but my favorite from the list was this one called Country and Stream Honey Hand Cream with this bear on the front. And, oh, thank you. Oh, geez. This one we could not find anywhere. And I finally found it today in Tokyu Hands. And
we tried a lot of stores.
We did. And one of the things that's really awesome about pretty much every drugstore, any place that sells cosmetics, they have testers. And that would be like the equivalent of going into like a Bartell's and them having testers of like every single kind of lotion.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just like at the front of the of the shelf, like where they're all lined up after it. there's a bottle label tester that you can just squeeze that out
so
and
nice.
try it out. And
it's so nice.
Know that you hate that smell and you'll never put it on yourself again.
And move on. So I was able to try it in the store, and I really liked it. And because it was the only place that I'd seen it, I bought 3 of them. So there's that. I also bought.
She did say 3.
I did say 3. And if you're counting, I also now own 3 of this brand as well. It's cheaper than flying back here to stock up and buying it online. And then I really wanted to try Nivea. If you go out, I feel like if you go outside the United States, they have a ton more products, and especially like in their lip care line. And so this is like just a lip balm that's peach and vanilla flavored. There is so much peach. Oh, that's not gonna focus. There we go. Sort of.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was there for a second.
Peach and vanilla. There is so much peach here, which I love. Like peach flavored everything. Peach flavored drinks. They have a Coca-Cola that's peach flavored. That sounds gross, but I might try it just because it's peach. So yeah, try tried this. I don't know if I love it, but I'm going to keep trying it for the rest of the trip, see if I need to stock up on more. And then the really, for me, really exciting thing is that for like the past, I don't know.
I'm sure you'll be excited too.
So excited. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. For the past, I don't know, I think longer than even like 6 months. I don't remember exactly when I started using it. But I've been using an eyeshadow that is a Japanese drugstore brand. The brand is Kate, and I found out about it from a YouTube video. And I love it, but I've been buying it in Canada because there are Japanese cosmetic stores up there in a mall in Richmond, and I've been paying a lot more money than what they cost here. So here, it varies on price depending on where you go, but I've been able to find it for 1,200 yen before tax, so wow, a little under $12.
Really cheap.
It is, compared to like $35 Canadian. So yeah, really excited about that. The store I was at today only had one. I still don't know how many of them I'm going to bring home. So there's that. And then if you watched yesterday, you know that I ordered a stamp, a traditional like Hanko stamp, which is what the Japanese use for basically their signature. Like anytime they have to sign any sort of documents, if you live here or go to school here, like you have to have one. If you're gonna like open a bank account or anything like that, you absolutely have to have one, and it will have like the symbols that represent your family name, and like you use that as your official signature. I wanted to have one made, and so we found a person who was able to make it for me, and I was able to pick that up today. It came in this lovely little case, and I'm just gonna pop this open and show you. So it's a little like wooden stick there. Ooh, I don't know if this is gonna work, but oh yeah, there we go. So this is, cool. Yeah, wow, that focused better than anything else. So that's the katakana for a translation as close as you can get Katrina in Japanese.
Katarina.
Yeah. And that focused really well, but you can see the stamp there. I don't know if that's gonna, that didn't work as well, but very excited, picked that up today. And the nice man who made it even threw in a little gift with purchase, like a little extra ink pad. So that was really exciting to go back and pick that up. Yeah, that turned out really well. I really, really like it.
Lori.
Oh, hi Lori.
Good evening.
And let's see. Did I go anywhere else? Oh, I circled back to some stores that we had kind of walked through the other day, and just picked up a couple small things. But those were like the big highlights. And then I came back to the apartment, and we turned around to head out to our evening entertainment, which was the show called Gear.
Yeah, so we went in, like once we got there, the venue was actually not too far away from our place, but let's detour back to what is probably a cosmetics question.
I don't know.
What about the cattle brand?
Oh, I don't know if they can make that. I think it was more of a Japanese character kind of thing. That might be a little too custom for him. She's talking about our, we have a family cattle brand from the farm.
From some of the things I saw stamped there, I think that you may have done it.
Well, I went with my name in Japanese instead.
Yes.
So yeah,
So we got to the venue, which was actually just a couple blocks away, which was super convenient. Actually, as a side note, the location of our place has actually been really great.
Remember how much we love our place?
Yes. Like, the inside is great, the location is great. Yeah. But anyway, so a couple of blocks away, we got there, and we had to walk up these, like, small stairs into, like, a third floor or
the
so,
theater's
like,
on the third
theater.
floor.
I'm like, Katrina, what have we gotten ourselves into? This is definitely not Broadway. And then we went inside, and it was definitely, the set was this gear punky sort of vibe. It's set in
the future,
an abandoned doll factory, and that there are these robots that are still alive. They're not alive. They're still working. Every day they get up and run the factory, even though the factory doesn't actually run anymore. And then like a doll shows up, a female performer shows up as a doll.
Like a box falls from the ceiling that's one of the dolls that was made in the factory, and they're like surprised to see this doll.
Yeah, because it breaks up their routine.
Yeah, their routine.
Yeah. So then then the rest of the show goes through. She's got some sort of magical energy. I
feel like I should add an actual doll dropped from the ceiling, and then they switched it out with a real person.
Though when it dropped, I really expected like some very small person to climb out of the box, and I'm like, that hit the stage hard.
It was a box like this big.
It was like this big.
Yeah, it was no more than 3 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Like, I've seen some contortionist videos, but come on.
It's true, but it did hit the stage really hard.
Yeah. Throughout the show, she touches each of the robots, and they're temporarily like into like fully animated state, and then turns out they're all very specialized in specific things.
So the doll starts off like not really knowing anything, like how to interact, and like she starts becoming more and more animated, and the robots, like, they're animated but very like regimented,
very, like,
and so it's almost like they learn from each other. And so throughout the show, she like touches each one individually through something's happening, and they end up like touching, and then like there was a ton of projection used in the show.
Really, and the show was really impressive. Yeah.
The set was amazing, and
they like outlined the set like it was a cartoon. Like at times with the lighting, the projection was really cool.
Yeah.
And then when she touched each of them, they had a specific skill. There was a juggler and a mime and a break dancer and a magician, and so they would go through like a routine of their own stuff, and they were all like individually very impressive performers.
The whole thing was set to music. So it was a non-verbal performance. So the whole time they're like staying in time with this music track that's running. So all of their movements and everything are accented by the music, or they're accenting the music with their movements.
A lot of sound effects, where they're like drilling on something, or sound effects that like match like robot sounds like as they're moving.
Yeah.
All jolty and stuff.
It was just really cool.
It really was.
The light, I just felt like the projection stuff was super cool.
Yeah. They did a lot, like a really fun mix of technology with theater. I know that's like there's some people that are really into that and kind of push that area of theater and stuff, and kind of want to like marry those two areas. To varying levels of success.
Yeah.
And I think often like it doesn't necessarily go.
I think projection can go really wrong.
Yeah. And in this case it went really, really right.
There was some audience interaction. Like they pulled during like the magician portion, they pulled someone up from the audience. There was I'll just sidetrack with like a little story. Like the magician was like, you know, pulling coins out of places like magicians do, and as the doll is still like learning and observing, and so he's like pulling like out of her bangs, like pulling coins out, and so then she's like reaching up and like trying to find coins on herself and can't find them, and then she like goes to an audience member and like tries to pull a coin out of their hair. Like it was
like,
good.
Turns to the audience like,
it's like
you and then everyone laughs because they hadn't really acknowledged the audience before that, I think.
So she came into the audience a couple times.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, it was really good, and had like an emotional arc well.
It did.
It was like surprisingly kind of like dramatic. And she did a great job like carrying that part of the story, and because she's not a robot, she's a doll gaining feelings. So but yeah, we're so glad we went.
They had like several encores at the end, which I really appreciate. Like they leave, people are still clapping, and then they come back and they each do like another thing, and then they like leave and then step back in, and then they leave, and they're still like playing through a window that's like in the door.
I feel like it's been a theme that we like don't, or at least I don't know when performances here are ending. Like the song, like you think a song's gonna end, and then it just keeps on going. And I felt like that was kind of the end of the show tonight as well. But it was good, and they actually have multiple. So there was like the 4 performers. There's multiple people that play all of these roles. I'm sorry, 5 if you include the doll. And so there were these screens before the show that were kind of talking about like for your safety things like that during the show. They handed out goggles because there's a giant fan, and they were like, at some point, this is an old factory and the fan might break, and if it does, like a ton of wind is going to be blowing around the room, and so we'll give you goggles if you want goggles, because then stuff was like blowing around the room. But on the screens, it talked about like how they had different cast members, and they were like, how many combinations can we have with the different people that we have for this cast?
And like there's like
multiple magicians,
5 jugglers, and one of them goes on for each.
Yeah,
like, one of them will go on, and then like the same for each of the roles.
And then it was like over 6,000 combinations, but we're pretty sure that we got the best combination tonight, because before we went in, when we got our tickets, we were picking up our tickets at Will Call. They were telling us like turn off your phones, normal, but they were also saying like you can take pictures before and after, like if you want to take pictures of the set. But then she also told us that they were filming tonight for promotional purposes. So I suspect we probably
they picked their best and
got their best
on camera,
cast. So yeah, we're super glad we went. And then I used or afterward that we were browsing, they had a really great merch section.
Yeah.
And so we were browsing that, and they actually had one of those gashapon machines, which are like we've talked about them before. That they're just like all over the place.
Them, turn the thing.
Get the egg of
the plastic
of something.
Plastic
capsule.
Yeah.
And they had that. Yeah. They had those with little like pins, like little buttons from the show, like with scenes from the show. And so since I like to buy pins at things, I went ahead and killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Like got to try the gachapon machine and got my pin for the show. So it was great. That was the show.
Yeah.
Then we ate food.
Touch on dinner briefly? And
real quick.
We went to a place called Avocado, which was a Mexican restaurant. We mentioned earlier that, I thought we were in Mexico at one point, and...
he might have said gracias.
I was on my phone messaging with somebody in Germany about an event I'm going to in Poland, and asking her to get some stuff from Denmark for me. And we're in a Mexican restaurant. Like I said, I was really confused today multiple times. But anyway, yeah. So Mexican restaurant, it was our most expensive meal here yet.
Yes, they basically had like a cover charge to get in the door.
$3 per person, which included unlimited access to popcorn.
All you can eat popcorn.
Which, how random is that?
They had a popcorn machine in the corner with a variety of seasonings.
But when we say seasonings, we're talking like cumin and...
I tried the matcha salt.
Cumin and curry.
Yeah.
That was the most interesting one, but it was just like a spice cabinet.
So the $3 got you unlimited popcorn, and then they also requested that you order a drink, and their cheapest drinks were the equivalent of $5.
Yeah, $5 in a smallish glass that was filled with ice and a little bit of orange juice in my case. So anyway, it was very very high priced, basically compared to what we've seen in general. Yeah. The food was fine.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good food.
It's close to our apartment.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, we haven't tried a Japanese Mexican restaurant. Yeah. So it was either that or going back to Apudo, everyone.
Yeah.
So
look at us branching out
to
Japanese Mexican food.
Yeah. And then we came back here.
Yep.
Did some more laundry.
Yep.
And now we have to get ready or at least I do.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
I'm ready.
I'm not ready. We leave Kyoto tomorrow. So it's very sad. It's sad to leave this amazing place, but we have other exciting places to go. So that is the day.
That's a wrap.
That was Wednesday.
Exactly.
And yeah, thanks for watching. Let us know if you have any questions, and we will see you later. Bye. Have a great day.
Yes. Have a great Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You all have a great Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.